Good morning. It is 27 minutes after 7 o'clock, and it is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019, and you're listening to your radio, and your radio is tuned to WOCA The Source, and we're broadcasting on 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, and we're doing that live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get a bowl of soup. I think so. I think they got a bowl of soup in there somewhere, Robin.
Yeah, they do. Delicious, too.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking out the window, and I'm seeing another beautiful day in Ocala, huh?
It is pretty.
Another beautiful day. All right, let me tell you what we're doing this morning. 7:35, we will open the phone lines. Your conversation is our conversation, and we always invite you to call in from 7:35 to 8 and express what's going on in your world. Maybe you've got a fireworks display or a non-firework event that you want to invite people to. Mm-hmm. It's a holiday tomorrow, after all. Pretty much the next 4 days is a holiday.
Yeah,
In fact,
exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if people start today.
Oh, sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if the roads are busy today.
I know.
Yeah.
It is something. We'll be here tomorrow, though. We'll be here live.
Saluting the flag.
Yes.
So we'll do that. 8:05 today. One of the things that people like to do on holidays is throw the frisbee.
Yeah.
Or throw the baseball.
Uh-huh.
Or do the badminton thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about those kinds of things, including one I never heard about before, automobile polo.
Oh, my.
I know.
Oh, my.
Does that sound dangerous or what?
It does. It sounds dangerous.
Automobile polo. I'm telling you, it's a real sport. It is a real sport.
Really?
Well, at least it was in 1910.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
All right. Let's see. 8:35 News Bites. That's when we turn off our opinions. We just read the news the way we get it. Jeremiah Delgado is an author at Ocala News. He's coming into the studio to talk to us about Ocala News, real news right now.
Yep, that's what it is.
What is it, online?
Yes, it's online.
Laura Burns coming in at 9:35. She's going to tell you about some job opportunities. We'll be talking to her about those opportunities and how you can get a new job, a new position, a new place of employment.
Mm-hmm. And Career Source is celebrating their 5th-year anniversary today.
Is that right? They're only around 5 years? Wow.
Yeah, and the Martones are celebrating their anniversary today, too, I think.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Asma T. Udden is the author of a book called When Islam is Not a Religion. She is an attorney. She's talking about some cases she's worked where people have been discriminated against because they are Muslim, correct?
Yes.
Is that the deal there?
Yes.
All right, we will take a break. We're at the point where we have to. So we'll be right back. This is The Source WOCA. We have other guests, but I got to go. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Calling it a dangerous situation, federal auditors for the Homeland Security Department released new photos of migrant detention facilities in Texas.
That office calling for immediate action. The images show dozens of young adults and children cramped together in detention rooms. One of the captions reads, quote, standing room only from that report.
Fox's David Spunt. The Trump administration's giving up on adding a citizenship question to next year's census. The Supreme Court ruled last week the rationale for that question was not properly explained.
President Trump tweeted, quote, a very sad time for America when the Supreme Court of the United States won't allow a question of, is this person a citizen of the United States, to be asked on the 2020 census. Going on for a long time, I've asked the Department of Commerce and the Department of Justice to do whatever is necessary to bring this most vital of questions and this very important case to a successful conclusion.
Fox's Kristen Fisher. This is Fox News.
At Fidelity, we believe nothing should come between you and your money. So we're introducing zero account fees with zero minimums to open an account. All because we want you to invest with zero trade-offs. Visit fidelity.com/value to learn more. Zero account minimums and zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Expenses charged by investments such as funds and managed accounts and for commissions, interest charges, or other expenses for transactions may still apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Pros know getting the next job means doing this one right. Lowe's is here to help with brands you need to power through any job, like Bosch. Stop in and shop July 4th savings and save $50 on Bosch's The Freak 18-volt cordless impact driver, now just $99. The Freak gets its name because it's half wrench, half driver, all impact. Plus, get a Bosch Impact Tough 44-piece quarter-inch impact driver bit set for only $14.98. For tools you can trust to get the job done right, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 7/7 U.S. only.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Someone took the iconic red train engine in downtown Ocala for a 20-mile joyride. The unknown culprit crashed through a fence and caused $480 in damage to the brakes, but they did return the train engine where they found it at the Florida Northern Railroad on North Magnolia. The police chief of Mount Dora has been fired after an investigation into his conduct concluded he engaged in behavior unbecoming of a City of Mount Dora employee. A financial disclosure form filed by Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday shows that he ended 2018 with a net worth of $283,604.52. The Florida Highway Patrol says 2 motorcyclists died in a head-on collision on State Road A1A in Flagler County. Volusia County beach officials want to make it clear that fireworks are not allowed on the beach. You could get a $50 fine. And Innoventions East is one of more than a half dozen locations that will close later this year as part of Epcot's multi-phase overhaul, according to Disney. And that is your news brief from The Source.
A mix of sun and clouds on this Wednesday and hot with a heavy thunderstorm around, mainly during the afternoon hours. The high 92 at the coast, 96 inland. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy Wednesday night, low 76 to 80. For Thursday, Independence Day, and for Friday, times of sun and clouds with a thunderstorm around each afternoon, but mainly dry along the coast. The high Thursday, 91 to 95. Friday's high, 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen Silver Springs. We want to thank Marion County for 45 years of loyalty. We love this wonderful community, so come on down to Dairy Queen Silver Springs and get some of our great food and ice cream. We have a number of great meal deals that include dessert at a better price than anyone in the industry. Our products are made fresh to order just for you. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala by calling 352-615-5566.
Thank you, Erica. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Nice looking Wednesday morning. You made it to the middle of the week. You made it to the day before the 4th of July. Maybe you're off. Maybe you're off tomorrow. Maybe you got a 4-day weekend. Hey, it's a good time of the year to take a few days off. It's hot out there, right? You can take a few days off, go swimming, find someplace cool, right? One of the places I used to go when I was a kid just to get out of the heat, besides swimming, was the movie theater. So I found myself in movie theaters sometimes just to be cool. Did you ever do that, Robin? Did you, when you were a kid? Did you because the movies when I was a kid, there was a place like 50 cents you could go see a movie when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. But we always went on Friday night, my friends and I. So we always did fun, other stuff during the day. We go to the swimming pool or the beach or somewhere outside. We like being outside.
Let me tell you what I forgot to do. I forgot to tell you the weather. Let's see. Right now it's 80 degrees, believe it or not. 95 is the expected high today. There is a 50% chance we'll see rain, most likely in the early afternoon. That's par for the course for this time of year for this state, right? Mm-hmm. Thursday, tomorrow, 4th of July. Let's see. 48% chance of rain mentioned for 2 p.m., 48 for 5 p.m., 37% for 8 p.m. I'm trying to figure out if the weatherman is going to predict rain for the fireworks. Probably not. It seems like every year there's rain and then it stops and then the fireworks, right? There's always that, except there were a few years when we had so little rain that the county commission decided to call off. Remember that? The fireworks were canceled that year?
Yeah, because it was a fire hazard. It was just absolutely horrible. We were in a drought.
Tomorrow you can expect pretty much the same kind of a forecast. I know tomorrow's the main day you're worried about, right? As far as the rain. But
tomorrow.
Anyway, so it looks like we got, the afternoon pattern of rain every afternoon. And high temperatures around 90 or higher.
Yeah, and
higher today.
By 8:30, 9 o'clock, it usually stops raining on. At least it did last night and the night before. So
they're warning the folks going to Daytona, probably all the beaches really, not to shoot fireworks off on the beach because, well, it's illegal. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the problems it causes is the is the turtles. I guess the turtles will eat the fallen debris from the fireworks, and that's not good for them. It's poisonous, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Do I have a phone ring or something?
I think so.
I was trying to figure it out.
Coming from somewhere.
Anyway, I can remember going. It's been a long time, but I remember being in Daytona, and the hotels. Look, if you're at Daytona, where do you normally face? You normally face the water, right?
Mm-hmm. I love those rooms.
You sit on the beach. When you're sitting on the sand.
Oh yeah.
You're sitting on the sand. You're normally facing the water, which means your backs are to the hotels.
Right.
Okay, and from the balconies of those hotels, one 4th of July evening, I can remember feeling like it was a war zone. There were so many fireworks being sent up from the...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool story about that year that I will share with you real quick.
Okay.
It was not a good time for me financially. And I knew that everybody was going to be at the beach, and I just didn't have the money to go over there. So I went to a convenience store here in Ocala and bought one of those $1 scratch-off tickets, and it was $80.
Wow.
And I had money to go to the beach.
Isn't that great?
Well, look at that. I'm going to the beach tomorrow.
Yay.
It was the day before. It was this date in history.
Wow, that's a cool story.
On this date in history, I won $80 on a scratch-off ticket.
It's God. God is on your side.
He was that day.
He wanted you to be with family and friends.
All right, good morning. You're on the air, I think. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
You say, talking about swimming, I wish that over here at Silver Springs, where the glass bottom boats are, they would have swimming there. I know they did in the past because I've seen pictures of it. It was very popular back probably in the 40s and 50s, I guess. But now that the Wild Waters is history, I think that would attract a lot of people to go swimming in that area there. I think the water's wonderful, and it's a nice location. And I just don't see, once in a while I hear talk about it, but that's as far as it goes. It's just a bunch of talk, and it would be such a great place to go swimming.
I 100% agree with you. We've had guests on the show who told us the perils of having swimming there, the ecological impact it would have, but I don't know that I buy that because, A, like you say, it used to be there. B, they did it at Rainbow Springs. It worked out fine.
Yes.
And at Juniper Springs and every other place. So I don't know. I'm with you. I think they should open it up for swimming. I don't see how it would hurt anything. We got a wonderful river.
Can you remember when they stopped swimming there?
Oh my gosh, it's before my time. I don't remember. When, do you know, Robin?
It was in the late 60s that they stopped, but they have opened it up when it was under private ownership a couple of times in the 1980s and a few times in the 1990s. They opened up for 2 weeks during the summertime, and that was really nice because people would come and go swimming there. So.
There you go.
Yeah, now that Wild Waters is history, I bet you something like that would attract a lot of people with all the population close by, and it'd be such a wonderful thing to do, and it kind of build that area up again. They could have food stands in there and this, that, and whatnot, but it's just a bunch of talk and nothing ever happens.
You're right. We went to, was it Ponce de Leon Springs or something?
Yes.
If you go just a little bit east, I think it's in DeLand. They have a state park, just like Silver Springs, but they do allow swimming there.
Yes, they do.
And it is often so packed that you have to wait in line for somebody to say they're done, and then you can go in.
In your cars.
And there are so many people swimming in that water, and it's exactly the same circumstances, except they don't have glass bottom boats. But
yeah,
it's really a beautiful place. Yeah, there are a lot of them.
I bet you the very, very same thing would happen here with so much population being so close to it.
Well,
it's so handy. It's such a beautiful spot. I bet you'd have a massive crowd there every day.
Well, if you want to see one right in our own county, go to Rainbow Springs on a hot day, probably tomorrow, and you will see. Not only will you see lots of people swimming, but you'll also see lots of people buying things like those noodles. The idea of opening it up to swimming makes money. It does. There is money to be made by doing that. So I don't know if money is an issue, they should go that route. At least make some money during the summer. So, yeah.
Right.
All right, Hugh.
It's just a big hope. Let's hope it comes true someday.
One day, somebody will get into the office and say, "Let's do this." Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and I know there is a pushback from some folks who have reason to believe that there's an environmental impact of having swimmers there. I don't know. I mean, I don't buy it. And not that I don't respect your intelligence for coming up with those conclusions, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be an issue. I mean, people swimming in the water has been an age-old thing.
Exactly.
It's probably the best place to swim is in the river.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. What do we have in the news here? Luis Alvarez was a first responder on September 11th, 2001. He died of cancer. He will be laid to rest today in New York. He was a New York City police officer. He was a detective, specifically. He saved lives from the rubble in the aftermath of September 11th. 2001. He was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2016 and died Saturday at the age of 53. In June, he testified in front of Congress along with Jon Stewart, the comedian/TV personality, to lobby for health insurance for 9/11 first responders. Yeah, that's an area I agree with Jon Stewart on. I could have argued a few things with him in the years he's been on TV, but that one, we're friends on that one.
Yeah.
Somebody took the train downtown Ocala for a joyride, 10 miles one way, 10 miles back, but they forgot to release the brakes. They forgot to release the brakes. So they caused $480 in damage to the brakes. This is the big, iconic red train engine that sits downtown. They usually pull it out for like events like Light Up Ocala, for example.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what it does. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has a job.
Yeah.
But somebody got into that thing, cranked it up at 3:44 p.m. on Saturday. There's a computer in the train that records that kind of thing. So police were able to tell exactly when it was started and exactly when it was turned off, which was at 7:08 p.m. Whoever drove it back to where they got it from, which is on North Magnolia. It's a place called, I didn't even know this was called the Florida Northern Railroad.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that's where they called that area. And anyway, so it went through a fence somewhere. Must have crashed through the fence that surrounds it, probably where it's kept.
Gosh.
So if you know who the culprit is there, 368 stop. Probably no reward, but you can tell them who did it. It was my cousin Johnny. My cousin Johnny got on that thing, and he decided to ride that train.
That's right. They'll get caught. They'll get caught. They can't stand it. They're going to have to be bragging about it, and they'll get caught.
Just because you're the governor of the state doesn't mean you're super wealthy. Our governor recently submitted his financial disclosure statement, and turns out he is worth $283,604.52.
There you go.
There you go. He's got a mortgage like the rest of us. He's got loans like the rest of us. He's not the wealthy governor we had before, the bald-headed guy. What was his name again?
No, Rick Scott. You know that. You were baiting me.
I was baiting.
Baiting.
Let's see. Here's a sad one. Oh my gosh. Yesterday we were talking about how people will pass on the roads on Highway 40, specifically going out to Daytona. Yeah, I'm going 60 miles an hour. Jim called in yesterday, said the speed limit is 55, so even I was speeding at 60, and people were passing me as if I was going 40, and they pass in the most dangerous of circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm always fearful that something is going to happen, and it does happen all the time. In this case, it happened on A1A, which is kind of no different, except it's a north-south road.
Yeah.
This was in Flagler County, just north of Daytona, and it's the first time I ever heard of a head-on collision with two motorcycles. Have you ever heard of this before?
No.
A 70-year-old man, they don't give any names, but a 70-year-old man was attempting to pass traffic on his motorcycle Monday night when he collided head-on with another motorcycle driven by a 65-year-old man. Both men died. Oh, my gosh. Prayers for their families. Volusia County doesn't want you to use fireworks on the beach. I already mentioned that story earlier. Lee Iacocca died. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. He was an icon.
Yep, 94 years old. He had a long life.
Yeah.
The 2020 census will be printed without the citizenship question on it. I guess you heard that one.
Yeah, I think that's the most ridiculous thing. I mean, that's what a census is for, to make everything accurate. And if you're illegal, you should check. There should be a box in there.
Are you a citizen?
Yeah, there should be a box. I mean,
you could be here legally and not be a citizen.
Yeah, if you have your paperwork and your green card, sure.
Well, I know the rules. I'm just saying I don't know why. I'm with you. In other words, I agree. Why is there not a question? Because ultimately, if our government is going to be serving the people who live here and not just those who are citizens here,
right?
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because they have insurance and everything. The illegals that aren't here.
But I guess that's the argument on the other side too. That they're afraid if you're not a citizen, you won't check that box and whatever.
Oh, they won't do it. Because they don't want to become citizens. They don't want to do it the right way. So they want to break the laws.
The tow-to-go service is in effect. I think I remember hearing one time or reading one time that this started in Marion County, Florida, which is something to be proud of. This is the service provided by AAA. They've teamed up with Budweiser, as they do every holiday, really, every drinking holiday. 4th of July considered a drinking holiday.
Of course.
So if you get drunk or you just feel like you just are too, if you feel like you drank too much to drive, you call, they will drive you and tow your car someplace safe. Let's see. Tow to Go is available in Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, North Dakota, Nebraska, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Indiana.
Nice.
So there you go. Just remember that. Just tell the kids that.
Yeah, and the adults that are supposed to be responsible.
Well, I just told the adults. I wanted them to tell the kids.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is investigating a report by ProPublica, a nonprofit investigative newsroom, alleging several of its employees were posting offensive jokes and making crude remarks about undocumented immigrants on a Facebook page. South Florida, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission in South Florida is urging people to kill green iguanas. I like those iguanas. I don't want to see them dead.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that's...
Here's what they're saying. It's a serious problem from many standpoints. This is a statement from Joseph Wasilewski, part of a group of scientists at the University of Florida who study wildlife in Florida and the Caribbean. He said, the green iguanas will destroy agriculture, undermine roads, cause electrical transformers to fail. They can transmit salmonella and can be an FAA safety hazard. I guess that would be on the landing strips, right? The airports?
Yeah.
Iguanas have proliferated with such intensity in southern Florida that they are now a common sight from the suburbs into the city. The numbers back up McGill's assertion. More than 3,000 green iguanas have been spotted in southeast Florida alone since the Center for Invasive Species at the University of Georgia started tracking sightings in 2005. I can tell you, having been down there, they're right. They're all over the place. But I don't live there, but I think they're awesome. So when I bring this up to anybody who lives there, they don't like me saying they are awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But, they are awesome. You look at them like little dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I know they cause problems, but I don't live there, so I don't see the problem. I mean, I understand the problem.
But making a statement like that they're urging the people to kill the green iguanas, they're not going to kill them mercifully. They're going to have people out there that are going to get them, and they're going to torture them, and they're going to do all of this before they die. And I think that's really, really wrong to do that. They should have what they do for alligators and for bears. They should have a couple of days for a season. People must register, and then they can go out and start eradicating. This is going to be it's going to be absolutely horrible.
Let's see. A story says that it's warmer now than it used to be. It says in June, the average temperature in Daytona Beach was 82 degrees, which is 2.1 degrees above normal. The 15th month in a row of above normal temperatures. Climate researchers affiliated with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, who studied 60 years of weather data, say their work shows warm nights and heat waves are growing more frequent and lasting longer in Daytona Beach and the rest of Florida, and will continue to get worse in the decades ahead. In May, the average temperature in Daytona was 78 degrees, which is 3 degrees above normal, the 6th warmest May on record dating back to 1923.
Oh, gosh.
So there you go. The city of Lake City. This is the city that was in the news because they had to pay $500,000 in Bitcoin ransom.
Uh-huh.
They have fired their IT director, saying if he knew what he was doing, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, there you go.
The black bear sightings are up in Florida, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Uh-huh.
They want you to report any black bear sightings that you may see. They are tranquilizing them when they see them, the folks who are authorized to do that.
Yeah.
And then they are tagging them. They want to see where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
There was a photograph I saw of one of the rangers holding up the paw of the bear that was tranquilized and tagged. And she shows you the size of the paw. And if you can picture a dog's paw, but the size of a dinner plate, I mean, it was huge, Robin. It was really a big paw. So no wonder those things are so deadly. They are not cuddly. They look cuddly.
Yeah, but no, they're not. Maybe we should get a couple tasers when we go bicycling. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious.
Cool
I'm not making. Yeah, I'm
cool.
not, because if a bear comes out there,
he might run at you. He might make him madder than that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Tasers might not work.
Nude skydivers missed their target and landed at the ladies' luncheon in Milford, Connecticut.
Oh my gosh!
17 male members of the Cigar Club of Milford
Cigar Club of Milford. I love this.
Decided to start crossing things off their bucket list. They arranged for some skydiving lessons. The intent was to strap on a parachute and nothing else, but the teachers warned them they would have to go tandem. So they took some lessons to pass that point where they could go solo, because after all, they're naked.
Yeah, who wants to go tandem when you're naked?
Oh, no. Well, anyway, they did the several lessons. They qualified them to jump by themselves, and the day came last Saturday. No tandem divers. They were all nude. Their target was on Long Island Sound, South Shore of Connecticut. Mm-hmm. The men, all 17 of them, ages 34 through 69, missed their target by 700 yards.
Wow.
The wind blowing north off of Long Island Sound caused navigation difficulties. Mm-hmm. The men spotted an open field with a pond, so that became Plan B. It was a surprise for the Milford Ladies Guild, who had gathered for tea and to plan this year's Christmas extravaganza.
Oh, my gosh.
All the men landed safely. The women had a good laugh.
I hope they offered him some tea.
They probably did. Would you like some tea? Just like some tea? So anyway, they got some new ideas for this year's Christmas balls.
I bet they do. Why don't I ever hear about this before it happens? I mean, I would love to attend some of these things.
It probably was. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Missed it.
If you stood where they were supposed to land, though, you wouldn't have seen much.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they landed 700 yards away. That's 7 football fields.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been.
You know what's weird? We went to the top of the lighthouse, right? Mm-hmm. In Ponce Inlet.
Yes.
And there was a guy up there with binoculars looking down at the ground. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, when you're down there, you can look at this stuff really close without binoculars.
Yeah, exactly.
So he goes up to the top.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how far that was. 203 steps. I know that.
Yeah, 7 flights.
And then he looks down to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
We just came from there.
Exactly. And we're going back there.
We're going down there. All right, how many of you want to go looking at fireworks tomorrow? I got this. I did this a few times this week. I'll do it I'll do it probably tomorrow too. Tomorrow, the granddaddy of all the fireworks displays in this county is God and Country Day.
Yes.
It is over at the Golden Ocala property. It's the 50th annual God and Country Day. Thank you to the Ocala JCs. They've been putting this on all those years. Mm-hmm. And it's always a great time. It's not just about the fireworks. The fireworks is the finale, actually. The whole event is music and food and fun and
vendors, children's games.
Lots of good stuff. I mean, they really put on a good show. It's $5 to park. Everything else is free. That $5 helps pay for those fireworks, by the way. So
yeah,
it's a really, really good thing to put on your list of things to do. If you're new to the county, take in the annual God and Country Day festivities. Tomorrow it begins at 2 o'clock, I think.
2 o'clock for the festivities.
And it will end after the sun is down enough so they can launch those fireworks. That's usually about 9 or so. So, bring the kids. Bring some walking shoes. It's usually kind of muddy over there because there's usually rain. But
Life South Blood Centers will be there for blood donations.
So let me tell you where it is. If you're not familiar, it's an area called Golden Ocala. It's at 7340 US 27, 7340 US 27. If you go tomorrow, you can't miss. I'm sure there's signs everywhere.
Now, and tonight, fanfare and fireworks at the University of Florida, right off of 441 in the big field. Can't miss it. The Gainesville Community Band is playing. They volunteer their time to play all the time, and they will be giving a great concert. Fireworks, they'll play with the you play along with the fireworks, and bring your lawn chairs, blankets, coolers, beverages, food. It'll be fun. It's all free.
And everything Robin just said
free,
applies.
No parking charge.
Everything Robin just said applies. Well, I don't know about the band, but everything else Robin said applies to all three of them. The third one is the one over on top of the world, over at the Circle Square Commons or something.
Right.
What's it called?
Right, tomorrow. But tonight is the Gainesville one.
Tonight's the Gainesville one. Tomorrow is the God and Country Day and the one on top of the world. On top of the world. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go to the theme parks, here's the rundown. The Magic Kingdom has the 4th of July concert in the sky set for 9:15 tonight. Oh, I didn't know it was tonight. And tomorrow night. Okay, so that's the Magic Kingdom, tonight and tomorrow night. Epcot Illuminations, they have something tomorrow at 9 p.m. Universal Orlando, they have special entertainment at the Music Plaza stage. Lots of music, it looks like, including fireworks. It's actually their festivities are tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Mm-hmm. I think the big one is tomorrow. SeaWorld Orlando, they've got fireworks tomorrow. The theme park's nighttime spectacular called Ignite will feature a patriotic finale, fireworks, pyrotechnics, and lasers, etc. No, none of those things to stun the bears, Robin.
No, tasers.
9:30 is when that one starts. Margaritaville Resort. I haven't been there yet.
No.
This is in Kissimmee. It's in the place where Splendid China used to be. It's getting rave reviews, by the way. Mm-hmm. And that thing starts. It's $10 for that one. That one starts at from 1 p.m. till 10 p.m. tomorrow.
There you go.
And don't forget the Wheel, the Icon Park at the Wheel. They're doing fireworks over there. And Legoland and Busch Gardens. Don't forget them. We'll be right back. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Iran's president says they'll start enriching as much uranium as they want for their nuclear program.
Hassan Rouhani telling his cabinet, our advice to America and Europe is return to the negotiating table. Iran is rebelling in protest at American sanctions after the US withdrew from the accord last year.
Fox's Simon Owen. Preparations are underway in Washington, D.C. for tomorrow's 4th of July Salute to America, including a speech by President Trump at the Lincoln Memorial.
In addition to tanks and military vehicles on the ground, the event will feature flyovers from each branch of the military, as well as Air Force One, Marine One, and an aerial show by the Navy's Blue Angels. A number of Democrats argue the president is turning a national holiday into a campaign rally. Another concern from lawmakers is the price tag, which has not been disclosed.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. This is Fox News.
At Fidelity, we believe nothing should come between you and your money. So we're introducing zero account fees with zero minimums to open an account. All because we want you to